We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show on the internet for you by us. Bro Talk, we're always on the mark. Thanks for joining us this evening. Happy coronavirus quarantine month 6. Seems like we're in. No, actually, we're way past month 6. Month 8. A lot of people were home in March like me, so congratulations on reaching this milestone. Let's kick it to my main man, Dex. What up, bro?
Dexter Stuckey here. Super excited to be here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Bro Talk Live show. We really appreciate it. I do think that there's a little bit of conspiracy theory.
Ooh, that word effed you up.
My stay-at-home order started March 13th, which is Friday the 13th. Like, ooh, this is bad. Okay. Fast forward to last Friday, which was November 13th. They were like, oh, on Monday, we're going to make an announcement about the latest stay-home orders. They're trying to screw with me because I'm one of those people who never really believed in Friday the 13th. I'm like, oh, nothing really happens this day. I get it, universe. It's a bad day.
It's a bad day. Tyler God, are you with us? Can you turn on your camera now?
I'm here.
Okay, so you're just here. You're not going to turn on the camera?
Yeah, a good host would have kicked it to William first and waited for me to come on camera.
No, Bill's always last.
Always.
But clearly, like live, I'm obviously not ready.
Your pants are.
I mean, why not kick it to me?
Okay, Bill, what up?
Well, since Ty is unprepared for work as usual, you know what? I am curious as to why all these people are making these announcements. Where's the president? Has anybody seen, heard, hiding, or held from the president in years? Like, where's he been? Rudy Giuliani's out here hanging upside down.
Like he's off. He doesn't, he has nothing else to preside over. Like, it's a wrap. He knows it.
People, 250,000 people will be dead on Saturday from the coronavirus. You have nothing. You actively tweeting and firing people. I had to take it upon myself to fire that president via Twitter. He's firing everybody else.
All right. Well, I mean, what's he going to do about it at this point? Kiana says, hey, y'all. Hey, Kiana. How's it going? Shout out to Latoya. Hey, Latoya. Ty's ready. Hi, Ty.
Just a real quick shout out to Latoya. She was texting that she's going to try her very hardest to stay up to watch the show tonight. And she also wants us to do a morning show.
That late?
People say like 10 o'clock is way too late for them. I think it's because daylight savings time. Even me, I'd be like, God.
Really, is 10 too late? Like, maybe should we move the show?
Our audience is getting older like we are, but I don't think 10 o'clock is too late.
I mean, I guess all those late night shows come on. Hold on, like Letterman came on and stuff like at 11, right? Like, I feel like 10's still kind of early. Like,
yeah, but I also didn't watch Letterman and all those shows until quarantine. Well, like Jimmy Kimmel and until quarantine started. When I stay up late. Now, 10 o'clock was perfect for me.
We're a late night show. I'm so excited. This makes me happy. We're a late night show. Ty, you have anything else to say?
Yes.
Ty, you got anything else to say? You look disheveled. Are you okay?
Do I look disheveled? Welcome to my house party, everybody. Thank you for
who got you?
What'd you say? I can't hear you.
If you're in trouble, blink twice.
No, nighttime is always difficult because I got this whole routine going, so I'm always trying to rush. If one thing goes wrong, it just throws me off completely. So I'm just trying to get back. I'm good though.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Very revealing. Okay. All right. So we were definitely a late night show. Oh, good. I like that. Late night comedy. That's what we do best.
Yeah, I like that. We never really thought about that, but yeah, why not?
All right, I'm down.
I thought about it because it's past bedtime.
Someone's being nasty. Let's all do a mute while we do this news. All right. Sounds like everything's back in order. So for the news this week, as much as we love the White House and we would just love to, focus all of our attention all the time on all of the unnecessary drama that's going on over at what's the address of the White House? 1600 Black.
Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't know where this new Black Lives Matter comes from. It's 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, soon to be Trump Avenue.
I know you would love it, wouldn't he?
The story of the day is COVID, though. Here's a map for the New York Times of how the world is dealing with COVID, with, of course, their dark red meaning a higher number of infections. For those listening in on the podcast, picture this. Most of the Anglo-Europe is dark red. Also, US is red, Argentina's red, Russia's red, Canada's kind of orangish, Brazil is kind of orangish. Everybody else outside of those people that I've named seem to have this whole thing under control. The numbers here continue to rise, as though, although they were billed as the most advanced nation on earth, America the Beautiful has since been run into the ground by the current administration in a way further evidenced by the following pictures. This one, showing a line for food in Dallas, Texas. Ridiculous. Lines were all the way down the entire highway in Dallas. People just waiting to get food. If this thing will ever change, you'll be able to see it. Also, in Taiwan, although people are waiting for food over here in Texas, in Taiwan, they're actually having concerts and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. And we're the ones that are here suffering. We've had COVID for a very long time now. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And although, we're suffering, other people in the world seem to be enjoying life as it, seemingly was lived pre-COVID. And all that, it's ridiculous. In California, cases are up a gazillion %, it seems like. All this news is just very, very, very depressing. Cases are up 102% from where they were just 2 weeks ago, 14 days ago. 18,000 people have died in our state. Now, if we move it to you guys' state in Pennsylvania, it's even worse, with new cases up 122% from the previous 2 weeks. 9,000 plus deaths since the start of the pandemic there, with Philadelphia averaging 800 cases per day. Nationwide, we're nearing 250,000 deaths nationwide. Get into these numbers. It's not a pretty sight at all. It's just really bad. Since most of the sweeping restrictions were made in Philly, we'll talk about those. Since you guys are live in Philly, Christmas has been canceled and everything else has been put on ice. For restaurants, indoor dining has been prohibited. Outdoor dining is allowed. For indoor gatherings, you can't have anybody that's not in your household at these gatherings. Includes both public and private events. Gatherings have to be at 10%. No fans at football games. Masks must be worn at all times. No food and beverages served at outdoor gatherings. So it's going to be rough for you guys for a little bit dealing with this. Also, some notable people over the past week have come down with COVID, including gospel great Fred Hammond and R&B singer Jeremiah. Jeremiah was actually reportedly on a ventilator over the weekend. 50 Cent has said that Jeremiah seems to be a little bit stronger, but he is still not out of the woods. But despite all of that, COVID Task Force Advisor Scott Atlas is encouraging Americans to visit loved ones this holiday season because it might just be the last one they get.
And this kind of isolation is one of the unspoken tragedies of the elderly, who are now being told, don't see your family at Thanksgiving. For many people, this is their final Thanksgiving, believe it or not. What are we doing here?
This could be our final Thanksgiving. So
this could be anyone's final Thanksgiving. Being old doesn't.
I guess he thinks everyone's just going to get it. Whatever. There has been a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, though. So I'll kind of change my inflection here to give a little more life. Two companies, Pfizer and Moderna, have announced vaccines in the past week. The latter claiming a 94% effective rate. The president, as is on brand, is still being petty about who will get such vaccine.
As soon as April, the vaccine will be available to the entire general population, with the exception of places like New York State, where, for political reasons, the governor decided to say, and he wants to take his time with the vaccine. He doesn't trust where the vaccine's coming from. These are coming from the greatest companies anywhere in the world, greatest labs in the world. But he doesn't trust the fact that it's this White House, this administration. We won't be delivering it to New York until we have authorization to do so, and that pains me to say that. So the Governor Cuomo, will have to let us know when he's ready for it. Otherwise, we can't be delivering it to a state that won't be giving it to its people immediately. But we're ready to provide it as soon as they let us know that they'll actually use it. And again, it's a very safe and a great vaccine.
He's holding hostage.
That's why, because he's the one saying it's great. He's the one saying it's coming out of great labs. You haven't said anything true since you've actually never opened up your mouth and said anything that was true. So, like, of course, we don't. Not even that. He lessened the FDA restrictions for vaccines so that companies could fast track the vaccines. Absolutely not. Nobody's taking it. Not happening. We're going to wait.
It's terrible. He's basically saying we're not going to give it to you unless you kiss the ring. Like, it's crazy.
Exactly.
That's exactly what that was.
Bend the knee.
Bend the knee. But everyone isn't so flippant about the lives of others. Here's what happened in the Senate yesterday that was making waves.
So if there's no further business to come before the Senate, I shall stand adjourned under the previous order.
First of all, Mitch in that voice just
So if there's no further business to come before the Senate, I shall stand adjourned under the previous order, following the remarks of Senator Brown.
Without objection.
President,
Senator from Ohio.
I'd start by asking the presiding officer to please wear a mask as he speaks, and people below him are, I can't tell you what to do, but I know that the behavior...
I don't wear a mask when I'm speaking, like most senators.
Well, most senators...
So I'll put it on, but I don't need your instruction from...
I know you don't need my instruction, but there clearly isn't much interest in this body in public health. We have a president who hasn't shown up at the coronavirus task force meeting in months. We have a majority leader that calls us back here to vote on an unqualified nominee and at the same time to vote for judge after judge after judge, exposing all the people who can't say anything, I understand, the people in front of you and the presiding officer, and expose all the staff here, and the majority leader just doesn't seem to care.
To let him know, Sherrod. That's what I'm talking about. I think I might name my son Sherrod. That's a nice little black name that, could pass.
I got a student named Sherrod. He's black.
Sherrod. So I know everyone has experienced a bit of COVID fatigue, but we're in dire straits here. So how do you feel about the restrictions that are happening? It's terrible that we have to go through it, but is it the fact that, people are just hard-headed and they just won't stay at home that's causing this, or people that continue to go out, do they have an excuse to try to live their life after being locked up for eight months?
Because it's weird to say, like, there are people that I know personally who were out here. I know people who have like contracted COVID, you know what I mean? Like, and like they were out here, and it's just one of those things where it's just like a part of me is kind of like, okay, like you got to chill out a little bit, like just stay at home, like let this stuff like go away. Then another part of me is like, you could do things within moderation. Like, I don't think this time around I'm gonna be exactly how it was the first time. Like the first time I was like a hermit crab. Like the only time people would see me is when I do Bro Talk Live. I think I'll be more open to going to the grocery store a little bit more and stuff like that now, because I do feel safe.
They're running out of stuff again.
Well, I went to they made the announcement. This is me the other day. I was watching them making the announcement, whatever, and I'm like, this is so stupid. People are going to run to the grocery stores and take all this stuff as I'm putting my jacket on. People are going to run to the grocery store, get all this stuff. I went into Walmart. Y'all know I don't shop at Walmart, and it was disgusting. And I don't mean regular Walmart disgusting. I mean like pandemic disgusting. Like people were literally grabbing a bunch of toilet paper and stuff like that. And it's just like, did you guys not have toilet paper? Like I grabbed a case of toilet paper just for precaution, but like I'm always stocked up with toilet paper. Like, how don't you have toilet paper? I don't get it.
And I don't understand how after 8 months we still think that toilet paper is going to help anything. Like you don't get the runs from COVID. Like I don't know what people like think happened.
Nobody who had the toilet paper obsession has been able to explain why they are doing that with toilet paper. I guess they think they're going to be locked up in a cave for so long and not going to leave the house.
But
I mean, if
you're going to run out of that long. It wasn't like that.
You're going to have to wipe that butt. You're going to eat the toilet paper. I don't know.
But if you're at home and you use the bed, watch, I'm going to get in trouble. People going to start talking about that. If you're at home and you don't have any toilet paper left, just get in the shower.
Oh, Dex, see, we're not doing that. Rob T says, I brought 12 cases of water from Sam's Club. That's a lot of damn water.
Which Rob is that Rob Tyson? If that's Rob Tyson, that's my boy Rob Tyson.
That's a lot of water.
Wait a minute. What kind of water did you buy? See, that makes a difference. What kind of water do you buy?
That's Sam's choice.
He bought 12 cases. He probably did Sam's Club choice.
Sam's choice.
Here's the thing. Fun fact: the number 3 person in line to the presidency, who is a senator, 87 years old, also caught COVID because they were on the Senate floor and not wearing masks.
You know who else is about to catch COVID? Dianne Feinstein. She better stop playing around. She was photographed in the hallway today of the Senate, walking around without no mask on. You know, we already got some problems with Dianne already in the Democratic Party. Already. But 87 years old, girl.
Why does this shock you, though, when there are people who walk around airports with no shoes and socks on?
Ooh, dear Lord.
This stuff doesn't shock me. These people walking around with no mask on, like people walk around barefoot on the streets. They walk in restaurants with no shoes on. They walk in.
You know what shocks me? I'm not about to be 87 in the Senate. I'm like, F this country. I know I'm in the Senate voting on stuff and reading legislation. I'm not doing that.
That's because he's
87. What makes them think? Why are you 87 in the Senate? And it's like a couple.
Because you know how much money that man makes at being in the Senate at 87.
$174,000 a year. I'm
not $100,000 a year.
And Jason, how come you not picking up Nancy Pelosi and her dinner party? You would.
You're right. Look, Latoya's right. Absolutely. I did not bring that up. Nancy did try to have a dinner party.
Well, hold. Y'all know how I feel about that.
For the incoming Congress people, the incoming Congressmen and women. She tried to have a little dinner party inside, and I think it's still going on. She never called it off. People are advising her not to, but yeah, it's a bad idea. Bad idea.
Now Nancy, no, she's too old to be having a party.
Way too old. All right, moving on to that little building behind that big old wall called the White House.
1600 Donald Trump Avenue.
Oh my goodness. The final electoral college map will look something like this when it's all said and done. Something that the Republicans and their minions refuse to accept is that Joe Biden has won this election.
We won bigly. We won. Joe Biden did not win. We won bigly.
Here's a montage of evidence from head minion Kayleigh McEnany that says that there was corruption in this year's election.
So we have a number of affidavits from voters who were not told to fix their ballot, while their Democrat counterparts in 7 counties were. So where is the evidence? Right here, Sean. 234 pages of sworn. I'll read through some of these affidavits. I now have 3 binders,
Wait, hold
most
that
of
up.
which are
Let me see.
affidavits.
Hold that up. Well, can I see
well,
it?
I have 3 binders. These are court filings and affidavits, but they're startling, Sean. You get the very clear image of what it was like to be a poll watcher, a Republican poll watcher, who all you want to do is go in and say, watch the count. It's your legal right, but you're shouted down, called the C word, racial slurs used against you, threatened, pushed.
Called the C word.
What's the C word? Cunt? That's the C word?
Why would you call a random Republican the C word? Like, it's so strange. Such a strange
I refuse to accept that there's a C word. Like, no. That's not one of the first words.
We're gonna have to put that E on. We're gonna have to put that E on this episode.
I'm telling you, the same people who run around the airport with no shoes on, they will cry if you call them that C word. Like, they will. Wow. But you know what's weird though, and I pray to God I never have to do this, because this woman is fighting for her job so hard that she's on TV bringing up binders with bullshit in it and just
empty ass binders.
That's scary. I
have a packet. It's 200 pages of sworn
hold
affidavit.
that up, and she going to like shuffle it back together and try to hold it. Hold up the paper you just had.
Well, my thing is,
you're on TV, so like nobody's gonna actually ask you what's in the binder. You're not gonna open it or whatever. Like
he did say hold it up.
Here's my thing. But I would have binders, and I'd have been like, it's a whole cart back here of stuff because it's not like they're gonna go through it.
If you're telling me that there are these court filings, how do you, Kate McEnany,
Kaylee?
Oh, Kate, Kaylee, tomato, Karen. Who giving you the binders? Like how you got the court proceedings, how you got the filings? They just give them her. All of the reporters that's out here. It's just you. It's you.
Remember when John McCain was running and they were like, "You don't know no women." He was like, "I got binders full of women."
If that wasn't bad enough, you have Trump's head lawyer Rudy on the case explaining how the votes were in fact manipulated.
You start doing ballots like this.
He out here talking with them lower teeth a mess.
You start doing ballots like this.
What exactly is that? Like, what was he implying that they were doing with the ballots? Because I don't
You start doing ballots like this.
Don't you have more of a clip? I want to see what else he said.
That's all I got. That's all I got. He was basically, I think his point was that people were just writing Biden on the top of the ballots and they weren't filling out the entire ballot. That was he was saying. So now
now that makes sense. Now that I think is true, because Donald is saying, like, this is the part that, like, for the longest time I could not make sense out of, when people are like, Donald's like, I lost, but the other people who won is who they wanted to win. You know what I mean? Like they didn't care who won the other spots and stuff like that. They just wanted me to lose. Now I guess this makes sense if they're just scribbling and Biden on the ballots and they're not anybody else. Okay, then it makes sense. Then I get it. I believe.
No, what happened was there were Republicans who did not want Donald Trump, but still voted for the rest of their party. They voted for everybody but you. So get over it. And
so there's no truth to the
no. There's no truth to that. People voted for Joe Biden, and then they put the rest down to Republicans because that's who they wanted. They're still Republicans. They just voted your tail out of there because realistically, they're tired of him holding all the power in the party, and they wanted him to lose. And all the Republicans who are still holding on to him are just scared, just in case he has enough juice to ruin them, like he did that old guy.
I think there's a lot of validity to what you're saying, Ty, and I think that a lot of people thought that people like Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan and all these people, that they would be like, okay, guys, like the jig is up. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think people expected them to continue to fall in line with him after he lost, and yet the fact that they're still doing it, he must have pictures of them like
they're intimidated. They're intimidated by how many votes Donald Trump actually got. Like they're intimidated by that number. And they're intimidated by the fact they think he's going to run again after this term.
Bill, you want to play it again?
He'll be 80. He's not running again.
Bill wants me to play it again.
You start doing ballots like this.
So stupid. Even Trump is getting tired of acting like he doesn't realize that Biden has won the election. Here he is almost conceding on live television.
And hundreds of thousands of jobs every single day. Ideally, we won't go to a lockdown. I will not go. This administration will not be going to a lockdown. Hopefully, the whatever happens in the future, who knows which administration it will be. I guess time will tell. But I can tell you, this administration will not go to a lockdown.
Oh, he curved that thing right around, didn't he?
Pivot, rounding the corner.
He said, I don't know about who knows what's going to happen.
He didn't write it, so he was reading it as it's written. He said, "Who done wrote this?" Come on,
that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like he read it and it played in his head. And he's like, "Wait a minute." Like these people are trying to get me to sneak and concede. I don't like his new hair. I don't know what's up with that.
You don't like the new hair?
Not a fan of that new hair.
I didn't like his old hair, but I really don't like his new hair.
No, that new hair is not it.
He's turning white like a Targaryen. It's crazy. He also almost conceded on Twitter. He initially tweeted, "He won because the election was rigged."
No vote watchers or observers allowed. Vote tabulated by a radical left, privately owned company, Dominion, with a bad reputation and bum equipment that couldn't even qualify for Texas. And I tell you, it doesn't take much to qualify in Texas. All you got to do is marry a cousin or three. Which I won by a lot. I won Texas by a lot, folks. I would never have gone to Texas. They're inbreds, but I won Texas by a lot. The fake and silent media and more. Radical left, Antifa, QAnon, Kung Flu, you know them.
He later clarified with that he won. People were jumping on his back with that whole he won. Oh my God, did you just concede? Did you just concede? So he decided to go ahead and clarify that whole statement by saying,
he only won in the eyes of the fake news media, the radical left, Antifa, QAnon, Little Rocket Man, Vladimir Putin, China, the Kung Flu, the China virus. I concede nothing. We have a long way to go yet, folks. This was a rigged election. We won bigly. He lost bigly. Just like Crooked Hillary, we're locking them up. We're building the wall. Antifa, QAnon, Kung Flu. Those are the keywords. You go with it. We're rounding the corner, pivoting, cartwheeling, turning, twisting, jumping, whatever you need. We're YMCAing. We won bigly.
The yo-yo of whether or not he will recognize the fact that he lost is starting to irritate some, including President-elect Joe Biden.
The idea the president is still playing golf and not doing anything about it is beyond my comprehension. You'd at least think he'd want to go off on a positive note. But what is he doing?
We're going back to the White House, 1600 Trump Avenue. God save the king. Starting on Joe's comprehension and what goes beyond that.
As we try to get a semblance of normalcy back, some people are still.
I love it. I love it.
Are still very upset at the fact that their hero did not come out on top. There was a Million MAGA rally, or Million MAGA march. They tried to steal Louis Farrakhan's idea. Bill, I know you weren't very fond of all that. But they decided to have this whole little rally anyway. And, you know, while they were there, Trump decided to pull up and say hello, give a little wave to the crowd. Give a little wave to the spectators, all those people who traveled far and wide. Apparently, there were only 11,000 people that showed up to this Million MAGA march.
11,000 too many.
We know they can't count good anyway.
So yeah, that's what it was looking like there. Sparse crowd. But they were able to see their president as he decided to make an appearance.
I love it. I love it. See, this is the
All right, sorry, go ahead.
I try to be on this wave that, like, well, we don't fool with Trump, whatever. Don't get me wrong. I think he's the most ridiculous person in the world. But and after January 20th, I think this stuff will even be funnier. But right now, like, I be trying not to laugh at this stuff, but this is funny. Like, he really knew those people were out there, like, wanting to see him or whatever. And he drove through like he's like a celebrity, like it's a parade or something.
Look at him in that car.
Right. And mind you, these people. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and I was like, this rally makes no sense. Literally, the only goal of the rally was to say that like Donald Trump really won this election, and nothing happened with that. There's no recount of these votes or nothing like that. You literally went out there, risked your life to get COVID for nothing.
They don't believe in COVID, so they don't think they risked anything. One, and two, he thrives off attention, and I really think people just need to Donald Trump would die if people stopped giving him attention. If people started going whatever, and he will be dead within 30 days.
But like, I just think it's asinine to do something like that and not speak to these people. That's like literally people are coming to a show just for you. They're holding this show for your honor, and you don't get up and do a speech, or you don't pop out the car and say, "Hey, you don't say nothing. You just go wait."
He had to say where it was safe now because there weren't just his people out there. There were people out there to meet his people.
The fact that y'all thought Donald John Trump was going to get out of that car and speak to those inbreds, are y'all crazy?
Like there was any chance.
Did y'all hear what the man said in Erie, Pennsylvania? I wasn't even coming here. Look at you people. I wasn't coming.
So I watched a show called Scandal, right? And the last season they did like a mock election type of situation, and they had this guy on there. I think his name was Hollis Doyle, and he played like a Donald Trump type character. And he said that. He said exactly that. Like, I don't fool with these inbreds, these weirdos, these losers. I just say what gets these people going. And it's like, how do you not look at Donald Trump and realize that that's exactly what he's doing? You people are not elite, and he has nothing to do with y'all. Like, he literally could care less about you people, but yet you're out there and you're getting beat up because you're supporting
Donald Trump literally sits in rooms of gold and pretends that he's one of those people, and they're sitting there living in houses made with wood that barely touches. Like like you guys are insane. Like half of y'all don't even live in brick houses. Like y'all stuff is so up, and Donald Trump is pretending to be one of you. You're stupid.
It's ridiculous. All right. You have anything else to say before we move? We gotta go.
Let's go.
All right, cool. That was the Trump news. Ridiculousness, absolutely. Speaking of ridiculousness, we have a ridiculosity meter that we're going to regulate the black stories to this week.
And I bet you these are other stories. I can't wait. Okay. This is the thing. Jason wants me to quit this show, but I'm never quitting anything. I'm not conceding. But he
regulate all the black stories to this one little segment.
Jason asked me what stories do I want to talk about this week. I gave him a list of stories. I can guarantee you everything that I gave him is on this list.
Not everything. I had to skip past the Michelle Obama thing in the last one. I had it queued up, but we didn't have time. It's late already. Okay. The ridiculosity meter this week. You need to tell me if something is dumb, stupid, ridiculous, or ridiculousness. Ridiculousness didn't fit there on the graphic. I don't know why. It fit when I wrote it the first time, but apparently during conversion did not work out too well. All right. So the first story we have, Meek Mill wrote this message on Twitter. This is one of the stories that Dex is proud to acknowledge that he sent me. Meek Mill is getting kicked out of North Philly because he said pretty soon everyone's going to have to pick a side, talking about gangs and stuff like that. Too much real stuff is going on to be cool with everybody. Fellow Philadelphia rapper, Poundside Pop. You guys ever heard of him?
No.
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay. Poundside Pop's known in North Philly. That's what I'm talking about. He says, "Time for you to pick a side. Is you Zoo or not?"
Woo!
Nope.
Excuse me. No, I am not.
No, I am not. No, I am not. Let's make sure Meek Mill said, "Everyone got my number. You too young to be. You too. You. Everyone got my number too. You young bulls be using y'all mind off them drugs." That was a lot for me to say from Baltimore.
Everybody got my number too. You young bulls be I don't get it.
I guess he's saying that they're drugged, and that's why they're in all of this gang warfare and violence.
No, wait, it's like y'all not gonna act like y'all that old. You know exactly what he just said. Everybody has my number. You guys got to do this social media stuff. Like y'all got my number. Y'all losing your mind off them drugs.
Your computer started breaking up, so I didn't hear what you said either.
It's the same thing we say to Jason every week. He's get off the drugs.
Meek Mill also decided to let everybody know that he's from 18th and Catherine. Period. Poo. And I ain't no effing zoo gang N-word. Poundside Pop replied by saying S&M flocks. Not sure what any of that dialect is. Bill, you speak gang. What does that mean?
S&M means say no more.
Oh, okay. There we go. What does flocks mean?
William is really from there. Like
you just outstepped my okay. I only speak a certain dialect of hoodlum. That's past where I speak. Okay.
Well, this is what Poundside Pop had to say about the whole situation on IG Live.
This some op loving shit. You is from 63rd, bro. Whatever that is.
Not from North, bro.
Not from North, bro.
Banned, bro.
What is wrong with this ball?
Done, nigga. We run North Philly, nigga.
Bro, you crazy, bro.
You run the whole city.
You crazy, bro. What's wrong with you? What's going on with your head, bro? What's wrong with you, goofy? All that money just be getting to people, bro.
That was Pound Side Pop's analysis of the whole situation. The fact that Meek Mill's being pushed out of Philadelphia, his hometown.
His home. Wow. Is it being pushed out though?
Where does he need to go? Where does this story need to go on the ridiculous meter? The fact that Meek Mill's being pushed out of his own city. Is it dumb, stupid, ridiculous, or ridiculousness?
All the way over.
Ridiculousness.
Yeah, ridiculous. These people need to stop. Like that's really why y'all dying. You out here saying that.
That's why y'all dying.
And you're not lying. That's why you're dying. You're out here talking about you run the entire. I run the whole North Philly. No, we run the whole city, and then somebody's gonna come through and lean out their car, and they're about to take your whole block out, and then that's that. Like, why are you out here saying that? For what purpose? Meek Mill has enough money to send somebody your way, and you don't have enough money to defend yourself. So why are you out here on Instagram talking dumb? For what reason?
So we will move this one over to the ridiculousness side.
But I will give credit because Meek was really trying hard to end some of the violence in Philadelphia. So what he came out with was a good idea. I just don't think the execution, and I don't think he was the right messenger for it.
It's not even about him being the right man. Like, how foolish are you? You are angry with somebody who told you to stop being a jackass. Like, he told you.
No. I mean, we don't have like a lot of time to go into it, but Will, you know how this whole thing.
I bet we don't. Let's move on, Jason. Let's move on, Jason. We don't have a lot of time, Jason. Let
me just say this part.
Let's move on, Jason. We don't have a lot of time. Let's move on.
What is going on? Let us speak.
Because Dex is trying to be ridiculous and say something real slick.
No, it's just that like a lot of these guys who are in this stuff and they're doing like this killing and stuff like that, this back and forth killing is because, and Meek is telling them to put out that stuff to the side, but 9 times out of 10 with these guys, it's because someone is somebody else's brother or relative or whatever, and they're trying to avenge their death, and that's why this stuff continues to happen that way. So it's difficult to just say put that to the side. Like it's something that's meaningful to them. Like they're doing this stuff because they're trying to get vengeance for somebody else. And that's what I want to put out.
Ty, are you pissed?
Yes. No, I mean, not really. I just hate dumb stuff. Sorry.
All right. As Dion said, okay. Next, here we go. Alexis Ohanian Sr., who is Serena Williams' husband, revealed that Serena taught him how to wash with a washcloth.
Like ridiculousness. Like I have a friend actually who I taught this. So like, I mean, it is ridiculous, but I do know, and I think it's cool that he acknowledges it. But let's put it at the ridiculous meter.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous or ridiculousness?
Ridiculous. That word.
That word.
The last one.
This is one of them ones that you can swipe past quickly.
Yeah.
So we go with ridiculousness.
Yeah.
You're not at all impressed, Ty. All right, so we're going to give that one ridiculousness as well. This will be probably
cool. You can go ahead and move on. Lock his ass up. Move on.
Yeah, no, wait on this meter. You know he not. So,
all right, so we'll skip past this Tory Lanez one because we don't care. Lil Wayne, you said you could add the Lil Wayne one already?
Ridiculousness.
Okay, well, apparently the story is that he got paid $1 million by Trump.
To show it what it is. Now, I come to y'all to talk about them offering me $1 million to go to Trump's inauguration, right? I passed them $1 million.
But they offered $1 million, and you said nah.
500,000, and it went up to $1 million while I was still confused with whether I should do it.
So Wayne definitely got a check then.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
but easily he got paid. He had the sweater and the picture at the.
And Fifth, how we know you didn't get paid to tweet that about Biden's tax plan though?
I mean, I didn't get paid for that. I didn't do that. You know, like that was name. When I did just put it up, it was how did I know that they were going to put it on the cover of the newspaper?
Right.
I didn't know that.
All right, there you go.
He's a jungle bunny. We need to put him just a coon.
I haven't heard that term in a long time. Jungle bunny.
Very racist. Ridiculousness, stupid or dumb.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, that's all it is.
I mean, $1 million. Would you? I would go to Trump's inauguration for $1 million.
Yeah.
Like you ain't never seen.
Turns
out
out
I was Lil Wayne though.
Yeah, probably not.
Like the fans that I could potentially lose are more. That's like his music and fans is more lucrative than someone giving you a one-time payment of $1 million. So if I were Lil Wayne, I wouldn't do it. But if I were me, I'd be there.
I mean, $1 million is $1 million. Yeah, I don't got to be pressed to accept $1 million, honestly.
I'll take it. To sit in his rally.
In other Lil Wayne news, he was arrested today and could face 10 years in prison after he was found with a firearm, and he's a felon. So, he could be going to jail.
Say we're not wearing them free Lil Wayne t-shirts this time.
I just want to know, do we have a picture of like a mugshot? Because don't they got to whittle your teeth down them like little points when you got them kind of teeth he got in his face?
Those are fronts. Are fronts like the same thing as veneers? Do they have the same process?
I don't know.
No, those just cap over top of your teeth.
That's what I thought.
You can take them things out.
He just look like a little
snatch the puppies out.
They're probably just as rotten as they want to be under there.
Right.
Under there.
He got like peg leg teeth, like them little.
All right, and last but not least, Masika Kalisha. This is Bill. You do this every time I say this girl's name. Every time I say this girl's name, she released a diss track about Tory Lanez.
No. Next,
you don't even want to hear it.
I'm for something.
Let's hear a sample of that thing. Let's listen to that.
Here we go.
You used to eat my pussy, now you can suck my dick. Licking on my clit, baby, it was all love. I done hopped out the bed just to strap on these gloves. And when you go low, I'ma go for blood. You got me off a DM, but I got it out the mud.
There you go.
Was she there?
Just no. Really quickly, she just in that diss. The only thing that I got was this man hit you up in your DM. You had sex with him. Let's move on. You're trash.
Pretty much.
All our hands look like that.
Well, one's Tory Lanez. They got matching tattoos back when they were.
Lord, his hands, our hands look more masculine than his, though.
Have mercy.
Masika totally forgot about that that thing that little stuff that she did when she tried to pretend like she was getting kidnapped. You think we forgot? Matter of fact, let me put her on the
not forgotten about that kidnap. Stunny, are you going to add that to the list, Dex?
I'll do that right now while we're thinking about it.
All right, and there we go. We're not even going to finish the segment by figuring out where everybody goes. We're just going to move on to the very next part of the show, and that is.
I got a question.
All right. So we have some questions this week. 3 of them are great. One of them is okay, but not really.
From the okay, not really one.
Why you say damn?
Stop writing us at this point, and we're gonna really start getting trash. Like y'all, like damn.
Well, they were great, and then I mean, you can guess by the titles which one is not the great one. But there we go. I mean, it's not.
I would
hard to guess.
Let's do the aunt.
So it's time for Q&A. I told y'all all this time since March 13th that it was quarantine and answer because y'all don't like to stay your asses home. So here we go.
We're gonna go long today, guys. So if you're willing to hang with us, we're not gonna keep apologizing for it. This is my only apology I'm giving you. So yeah, if you're gonna stay, you're gonna stay. If you're not, thank you for joining us.
Why are you so nasty?
It's because we're gonna be late. Like we're running really behind. Like, and I don't know.
No, a lot of them is working from home. You're fine.
Okay.
All right. Oh,
we get complainers. People say, "Oh, it's late." You know, people start commenting, "It's late." Like, all right.
I remember when my friendship came on into Latoya like that. They be done with them.
All right. What we got, Bill?
We got ring sizing. Ain't doing that one. Dr. Smith, a girl is no one. Oh, somebody's been on that daggone Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Am I stealing that? Oh, come on, let's.
Yeah, you know, you got to tell you what, stealing ass on.
That's so ghetto.
Right up my alley. Come on.
All right, Bill, get ready to read.
My lord.
my lord.
With them eyes. Go ahead.
My lord.
Is it not coming?
Not yet.
You might be bailed out. Let's see if we can get it on this one. Uh-oh. Here we go. Go ahead, Bill, and read.
All right. Oh, Father. Long story short, my aunt stole cash and 2 cameras from my house a couple months ago. Total value $10,000.
Girl.
I didn't realize these things were missing until yesterday because I am rarely home. Even so, the cameras aren't used often, and I never count the cash I have in my place. Thankfully, you said, okay. Thankfully, I have a few somewhat hidden security cameras set up in my house. When I realized they were missing, I accessed the backup footage, and I was shocked to find that my aunt stole them. She stayed at my house with a few other family members back in early August. I asked my mom what I should do, and she freaked out, confronted my aunt, and this whole thing blew up. My mom and I wanted to go to the police ASAP and also sue in civil court. Oh, you're only going to get $5,000 in civil court, baby. Without going into detail,
that's small claims. They can get that in civil. You think about Judge Judy. Yeah, you think about Judge Judy.
Oh, yeah, that's small claims. This aunt has been very shady in the past, so this is just the latest incident. But with such clear evidence now, I'm over it. I'm pretty ashamed about going to the police.
Pretty adamant.
My fault. The only thing that gave me pause, my cousin called me crying and pleading and offered to pay for what my aunt stole.
Oh, girl.
My cousin and I are very close, and I know that if I go to the police, our family won't ever recover. There will be a permanent rift between our two sides. So I'd have the money, and there wouldn't be too much family drama, but my aunt wouldn't face the consequences of her actions. So I'm still thinking about going to the police. What's a oh I can't say that, girl.
So here's my thing.
What's a B to do?
I don't care about a bitch getting consequences. I want my money back. So if daughter's gonna come up off my money, I'm not going to the police. Why? Like you're going, like, what's the point? You want her to be like, who cares?
Well, cut the check, and then we can talk about it.
You probably knew who all the stealers were before they walked in your house.
Knew it. See, there's my issue.
You know who thieves are. But I mean,
shocked to see her on. No, the hell you weren't. No, you were not. Because you know who the stealers are. Everybody knows who the stealers are.
Why he keeps calling them stealers? Thieves.
Everybody knows
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Everybody knows who the Steelers are.
I think you're okay with this situation going to the cops. Think about it like this. Like right now, we're in the month of November. So obviously there will be some family drama, maybe some social media stuff. They may text you or whatever. They're not going to do nothing. You won't have an awkward Thanksgiving because we ain't having one. And you won't have an awkward Christmas because we ain't having one of those either. So by the time you see your family again, it'll be next Halloween, really. Like, so at this point, like, I think you're fine. Go to the cops, get your money back, get them arrested, and they'll learn their lesson the next time. Next year, they can try again.
Here's the thing.
People are not convinced that this girl got 10 racks worth of stuff. 10 what?
It didn't make any sense. Because you said cameras and some money. Like, what was the value of the cameras and, like, how much money? Like, why wouldn't you say it was
she exaggerated it, trying to get more money?
Well, I remember at Lincoln when they stole my stuff, I said, I had $7,000 worth of stuff in here.
Like, that's my whole, like, I have a few issues with this. You mean to tell me you're rarely home, okay? And so how does money get to your house if you're rarely home? How you just got, like, okay, I get to having money laying around because, like, anybody been in my house know I got money just laying around.
It sounds like she shoot music videos.
I'm not going to deny that story because people really be paid out here.
They
like,
do.
I'm not saying that you're not.
I'm just saying I got some questions because, like Ty said, everybody knows who the Steelers are in their family. So you let your
I know the real word, by the way, is thieves. I
know it's thieves, but
Steelers question your intelligence.
Steelers sound better when you talk about your thieving aunties. So you knew she was a thief already, and you still let her stay at your house. And my other issue is, who the other family that was at your house? Because she surely broke them off. She ain't just stole it on her own. This was a breakdown.
No, well, it's crazy though. It's never like that though. It's exactly how this person just described it. You will know who was going to come in somebody's house and steal, and you let them steal out that person's house because you don't want them to steal out of yours. And that's the reason why their aunt stole that stuff. They knew the aunt took this stuff out of the house.
No,
and the cousin turned around.
Dex, I'm telling you, they broke it down. That aunt said, "Oh, girl, she got money laying over here." And they was like, "Well, how much?" And she was like, "Well,
no, people who stealing out your house, they don't share with nobody. They go to everybody's house and steal. And no, Dex is right. Like they don't.
That's their employment.
She stole that stuff and she quietly stole it and moved on. And if you ask her if she stole it, she's going to be completely beside herself. She's going to be getting all angry, defensive. She can't believe you would speak to her like that. Probably try to fight you.
And then
that's what they do. Like we know what the Steelers do. They all have the same behavior.
Stop stealing.
And no, wait, her mom blew up and didn't put blood in her mouth. Her mom did all this blowing up and ain't nobody put no blood in her mouth.
I mean,
because you know the mom is the sophisticated one that tries to defend her daughter, but she know like auntie will whoop your ass too.
Who has cash? I mean, look, if you're dealing drugs or shooting music videos in the hood, you gonna get cash. So.
Are they just drugs?
I'm telling you, people got money out here. We ain't all struggling.
Jason, which one is the better one? I know we don't have time or whatever, but I kind of want to do both. A Girl Is No One and Dr. Smith.
Girl Is No One is shorter. Dr. Smith is better.
Dr. Smith.
Let's go with Dr. Smith.
I mean, the Girl Is No One's not bad. It's not like ring sizing, but
what is that? Just want to know how to do a ring size. I'm curious. Like
they're just curious how to sneakily get someone's ring size.
Oh, still one of her current rings, and then go and then take it to the ring size people.
She don't wear rings, like
or girl got a ring or two.
You need to find out who stealing auntie that is, and get her to steal a ring.
or just simply go to the jewelry store with her and just have the conversations about like rings and stuff like that, and say what size are you, and then like have them try it on. I've been told that works.
Or you can estimate, and they can whatever. Moving on.
Oh, these novels.
This is a novel, but it's
doozy.
It's all right.
I have
take a couple breaths, drink some water. We're gonna be here.
I have a son in second grade who is in a public school. During the first week of school, I listened in on class. My son's teacher, whom had signed the only email we had from her as Dr. Sarah Smith, told the kids, "My name is Dr. Sarah Smith, but you don't need to call me doctor because I know that can be confusing because I'm not a medical doctor. So you can just call me Sarah, Miss Sarah, or Miss Smith." Our school's norm is calling teachers and staff by their first name. Yeah. I filed this info away from my own self and went on with my day. A few days later, all the teachers met with the families to get to know each other. My son's teacher came into the call and introduced herself as Dr. Sarah Smith. Near the end, I asked, "Miss Sarah, can we still access the school library?" And she said, "Actually, it's Dr. Smith."
Oh, that's right.
All right, Dr. Button.
I was about to say Dr. Button.
I was taken aback because I had recalled her telling my son's class they could call her Miss Sarah, and she's an elementary school teacher. I'm thinking, sis, calm down. I couldn't figure out how to respond and felt rushed. So I quickly apologized for getting her name wrong, and we signed off. In the classes, the students were calling her both Sarah and Miss Sarah. I was confused.
Girl.
Fast forward to this week, when we had our second parent-teacher meeting, I once again addressed her as Miss Sarah, and she once again corrected me, saying, "Actually, it's Dr. Smith." So I said, "I'm glad this came up because I've overheard you say to the students they can call you Miss Sarah, and my son refers to you as that at home. So that's where my confusion is coming from. I mean, no offense. It's not that serious." She replied, "With parents, I prefer to be called Dr. Smith." And then she steamrolled on until it was time to go. I was right. Come on, Doc. Now I feel certain she's just power tripping here. I don't want to feed her ego, nor continue creating confusion in our house when my kid talks about his teacher, Miss Sarah, and I'm talking to him about Dr. Smith. All of this has made me feel like requesting a teacher change so I won't have to deal with her anymore. Am I the jerk for not wanting to call her Dr. Smith and feeling like she's being egotistical? Girl, all of that for that? Like, you just wore me out.
Jason, did you know that was good?
Right. It was dramatic.
I'm literally sitting here like ring sizes would have made more sense. Can we do the other one real quick? This is stupid. Like, this is dumb.
That is very dumb. Call a woman doctor.
Here's the thing, like,
but she's a second grade teacher. I mean, she's
not your second grade teacher.
Are confused by that title, so I can see why she said, "Listen, as far as my children are concerned, because you guys don't understand, you can call me Miss Sarah, but you
understand.
You as a parent." You understand and you will acknowledge my work. And then
I will say that my favorite part of this whole thing was when the parents said, I'm glad this came up. I like those stuff like that. Like, you want to have a conversation, so you're going to say something so they can bring it up, and then you
my favorite was steamroll. You know, some people who have doctorates act like that's doctorate behavior, right?
That is
very. You know, I know very few people with doctorates who don't act like that.
Very few.
Second grade teacher. All right, let's do real quick. The girl is no one.
I'm putting a holiday slideshow together for my company's virtual holiday party. I asked everyone to send in baby pictures of themselves and received some pushback from a non-binary coworker who doesn't think it's appropriate to ask them to send in baby pictures because they don't identify that way.
I hear
My
that.
husband immediately suggested that I ask them not to participate since they can't follow the rules. What would you do?
Oh, cancel the whole thing.
Cancel.
You got to cancel the whole thing. Like, you can't. I mean, if you exclude them, then they could take that to HR and
say what? I wasn't included on the holiday slideshow.
I think they could say I think it's insensitive that the office would go to a holiday slideshow when all of us don't like our past or something like that.
Yeah, it's really simple. Like and people make big deals out of issues that are not big deals. So like you had this plan to do this thing. You want everybody's baby pictures. Somebody said, listen, I'm non-binary and I don't think it's appropriate. And then you'd be like, you know what? I never thought about that. Moving on. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something else. Come up with a new idea. It's really that simple. Like you can make your life so much easier by just saying, you know what? You're right. Never thought about that. Because think about it the opposite way. Realistically, if you're like, oh, who that? And then, oh, that's so-and-so. And it'd be like, what? Oh, for real? No.
I could see that. Yeah, you're right.
We used to be this or that. Like that's the stuff that people
sitting there like, oh my God, why that's
what people do.
You gotta cancel the whole thing.
You're gonna say, you know what, you're right. That is an issue. I shouldn't do that. I'm not going to exclude her. I'm going to come up with a whole new idea and move on.
Something new.
That I do agree with. I think that is true, but I also think that you could just not participate.
You gotta cancel it. No, you gotta cancel.
No, it's canceled. You're done.
I disagree. I don't think you have to cancel it. But
you absolutely have to cancel it.
Now, if that
because then people are going to ask her why she didn't participate. Or sorry, ask them.
Well, I'm telling you this right now. If my job right now, because we're having a virtual holiday party too, if they ask me to send some baby pictures in, I identify as the same male that I was back then.
Right, but I'm saying that everyone does that. So if someone's left out, they're going to say, "Oh, where was so and so's picture?" And they could say,
But what I'm trying to say is they're going to do that, and if they ask me for those baby pictures, I'm still not participating. I don't want to. I don't want to have no parts in it. And if anybody asks me, why did you not participate? Because I didn't want to.
Good job.
Well, everybody's not okay with looking like an office jerk. Like we know you.
Marlon, good suggestion. Just ask for pet holiday pics. That's a good one.
No, everybody ain't got pets. Cancel it and do something more inclusive, Jones. We just gonna do something more inclusive. Like bring in a picture of your favorite dish or like something else. We're not doing that.
Just do it, everybody. Stop reinventing the wheel. Do take a picture in your ugly sweater and send it in. Like, come on.
There you go.
Let's move on.
All right.
They're not gonna look at nobody's baby pictures. People be real ugly as babies.
Maybe look at work now though.
No, a lot of people had a glow up. Let them baby pictures, you be like,
At least with the baby pictures, I wouldn't be like, oh, you was an ugly baby. Like I look at how you look now. I'm like, oh, okay.
Nobody cares about being an ugly adult. Like it's over.
Jason and Company. Jason and Company. Yo.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Time. Sorry, my thing's freezing up a little bit here. Time for the vids. And as we do each and every week, we will bring you some of the funniest videos across the internet and ask you to somehow choose the winner of each category. The first one we got here: who regrets their challenge more? First up, we have the Glizzy Challenge. You guys ready? Here we go.
You just have to hold your arm straight out and try and eat it. Look, ready?
You better clean this shit the fuck up.
Hang on, here you go. Put your arm straight out. Close your eyes. Okay. Now, go.
Bitch! You fucking hoe.
Can I just say two things real quick?
Go ahead.
One, earlier today, I went down a rabbit hole of that woman and her kids'
It's
video.
so funny. It's so funny.
An hour watching those people. And then also two, I will be going to my parents' house for Thanksgiving, and we will be doing this challenge.
Please record it. All right, so that was contestant number one. Contestant number two is the straw challenge.
What we're going to use is going to be our drink of choice. And the object of the challenge is to drink out of this giant straw. All right, so let's see if I can do it. What the fuck? This was dumb as hell. Ugh. Fuck this challenge, y'all.
Oh, she definitely regrets that.
Met the maker. She done.
Oh, she almost died. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Yes,
that was a toilet paper roll that she tried to suck some.
This big straw. That's not a straw. Why is it
toilet paper, and you look stupid. And there's probably fecal matter on it.
How would there be fecal matter on it? What do
you wiping their ass, grabbing?
See, furthermore, how much toilet paper did you go through, and you know you ain't finna go to the store and get no more?
Bad decision. Bad decision from this young woman. All right. So you think who regrets it more?
Her.
Definitely her.
Okay.
I don't know. His mom probably knocked his head off his shoulders.
He messed with her all the time.
All the time.
All right. Next up, which city is more out of control?
Philadelphia. Next.
You don't even know the category. Okay. Philadelphia first. Here we go.
Okay.
I'll narrate this for the podcast listeners. You see someone walking into a corner store. Is that what you guys call them? Corner stores?
That's clearly a gas station. That's not even a corner store.
All right, gas station. And he walks all the way around, walks back out, tells his boys, yeah, we good in here. Ain't nothing to worry about. ATM's right there. So they go ahead and try to jiggle the ATM out of its spot. And they start pulling. The gas station attendant there is confused about what's happening. He's standing there vigilant, watching what's happening as these two remove said device from the premises. They throw it in the back of a truck, and They're about their merry way. I'm not sure what they're going to do after they get this out.
Oh, I know.
Well, I know exactly what they're going to do.
They are going to blow that motherfucker up. What they do in Philadelphia is they get dynamite. I don't know where they get it from, but they get dynamite, and they literally put it inside these ATM machines and blow them up.
Dynamite.
Yes, and they get the money out of them, and they carry
seem
it.
very sure of, like, they weren't worried about. It doesn't seem like they're confused about what they're going to do once they get it out of there. Like, they're like, okay.
Philadelphia.
There's no confusion. These people have been blowing up ATM since March the 13th.
Yeah.
That's literally the new thing.
I'm so confused at the audacity, though. Like, you really,
I'm confused that
you really just walked in there and did that. Like,
my favorite part is when he reached down and unplugged it. Like, oh, you got to unplug it before we pull it out.
Listen,
the guy, he just like standing there and he's so confused. And I'm confused. I'd be like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Not me.
My confusion comes in because ain't nobody called my phone yet with no new ATMs.
The crazy thing is the way he reacted is that's not his ATM. So he's like, well, hell, I'm not getting shot up for that.
That man said, I'm going to stand back and stand by.
It seemed like they knew which angle the camera. Like, how long did they been studying that?
Well, he walked by. He walked down each and every aisle, make sure there was no cops.
Like the car was like out of the view of their.
This is something that they do often.
It don't take much. I'm telling you, it don't take much.
Bill clearly is aware of this situation. That's how you get T-Rex in your house with cameras.
I don't do no robbing no ATMs, but it ain't hard to go into a store and be like, oh, camera, all right.
And then look, and that's how you get 10,000 racks, 10K in your house with those cameras, and get them stolen from you.
When I show up the next show with my mind clear, don't ask me how.
Is that more ridiculous than what happened?
It's no way.
Is that more ridiculous than what happened in New York over this past weekend?
Fuck your food. We outside,
I love my people, man. I love us for real. That was amazing. What a night.
What?
Oh, Lord.
I love it.
So Philly still the worst? I feel like New York might have taken that one.
No. We use our dynamite in private. They were literally I love it. New York wins.
It's hard to be. It's hard. I was gonna say the N word. It's hard to be signed with a flamethrower. Like,
you run the city, like he got the city on lock. Like if you got a flamethrower,
this man
got the city on lock.
And this is a normal occurrence in New York because the bus driver just let the people off the bus. The ice cream man just kept on scooping the ice cream. Nobody
ducked for cover. Like that's what happens often.
Like he's the king of New York. Like people say the guy
defend themselves. Like he started shooting fire toward people. Nobody moved.
No, not a soul. I'm real confused. Nobody moved. They were just like, "Oh, more fire from the flamethrower guy. Oh, he's back again."
Charmander, more like Charizard.
Charizard.
Know your Pokemons. Yeah, he happy. Yeah, he could have exploded. That could have been really bad if that thing would have exploded when he fell on the ground.
That man fell off the top of a bus and got up like he was about to jail. The crack is real out here.
He's not. I wouldn't say he's invincible. I would have cracked the hell out of my hip if I would have fell off the bus like that.
Now you see what Meek Mill was talking about. the drugs that these kids are on has got them acting crazy.
Keon thinks I was serious. I was trolling. I was absolutely trolling when they're saying Tekashi 6ix9ine is king of New York. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, he has a documentary out. Amazon. Hulu. They have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
who was more out of order? Last one of the day. First, we have this. I don't even know how to describe it. This woman who has decided to make a name for herself. Here we go.
That's what it is. Cop that leg up on
He built weird as hell.
How weird am I built, boo?
You need to put your belly outside of your damn thing.
That's pussy, nigga. That ain't belly. All that's pussy. Remember that when I lay down, it lay down. I get 10 pounds lighter when I lay down, motherfucker. Remember that.
I said,
you just a hater on the sideline, bitch, because your bitch can't do this right here. Okay?
What can she do?
What can she do? Which one of them? She damn sure can't do this right here, boo.
It was hard. You trying to do it. Get off my damn car, girl.
Hard. Never that nigga.
Get out the car. See, you finna fall. See,
You got good reflexes. Good reflexes. You remember that.
Come on,
okay.
Get to that. I'm finna pull off.
How you gonna pull, nigga?
That's so confused. That is so
I was more disturbed than entertained. That's sad.
That's pussy.
Some rehab.
What is happening?
Like
she had that smoker voice. You know she smoked out. Like
right. You know when you go to the cookout and you got that one auntie that's like still got that cup in the hand, and she just like dancing with all the kids. You like, you're 60. You get away from that boy. He 12. Back up. But he play football. He look 18. No, go. No, that's rape. Go.
She said this ain't no stomach. This
when I lay down, it lay down.
Heard that?
When I lay down, it lay down. That should be the title of this episode. When I lay down, it lay down. That's what I'm talking about. Was she more out of order than this incident that happened? This road rage incident that happened in Flushing, New York.
No, see, that's wrong.
Boy, that got real crazy.
Yo, I was watching. I was like, when they was hitting the one guy in the black with the bat or whatever, I was like, yo, my man in the black is taking them hits. Like he's taking that and still swinging back. Then I'm like, watch. I'm like, okay, they really getting them. I'm like, well, he got a machete or whatever in his hand. I really wish they had a flamethrower. Then I see the person hit the car. He's driving in the car. I was like, you better not hit that man's car. Then I see him hit the car. The next thing I know, I was like, you better not hit him. And he hit him.
He went all the way to that building.
I mean,
did he drive that man through a building?
He really had to hate somebody's guts to do something like that to them.
Because my first reaction was like, he out here karate fighting. Like he's doing it with that bat.
Oh,
then I'm like, I wish he would have hit my car. Then I'm like, I would have did that.
That is so funny to me. Like you just knew you were wearing him out with that baseball bat till you looked up and were inside of a building.
Well, he woke up dead.
Did you catch our reactions to that? That was insane.
He woke up dead. Like now you're the hood ornament. Like you are about to be mounted on somebody's wall. Like
I'm beside myself. I
They
cannot.
want me to say it's Queens, not Flushing. I thought it was Flushing. I thought that's what I read. It was Flushing, New York.
That's I guarantee you that's her husband saying that.
Here's the thing, I feel accomplished because every single video Jason showed, I seen this week.
Oh, good job, good job.
Actually, I haven't seen any of them, which is abnormal for me.
Well, since we're bragging, I sent him one of those videos. I feel really like.
Which one did you send me?
The ATM machine.
Oh yeah, you did send me the ATM.
I hate when people say ATM machine.
What you call it? Like I tap Mac.
The Mac
ATM.
The Mac machine.
The people who drive all these do stuff like that because they got family lawyers. That's very true. They got a lot of money, disposable income. Nobody was seriously injured. A couple people were hospitalized, but no life-threatening injuries.
Except the guy who
people like he got knocked through a window with a car, and you just like got up and was like no serious injuries. Y'all serious out there? Like I'm saying in Philly,
He take money out the Mac machine, put it in his pocketbook.
All right, that was Jason and Company. It is
very
down.
well done. Very well done today, Jason. That was amazing.
You like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of very well done, it's time for Dex's BS report. That joint go kind of hard now. Like I didn't notice it went that hard back then.
Well, do you know who it was?
I don't know this one.
Okay, that is the Big Boss Man. And my biggest
That was a hard one.
That was a hard one.
My biggest memory of the Big Boss Man, Ty, you would enjoy this too. One time they did an angle where the Big Show, his dad had died, and they were at the funeral, like mourning his dad, and the Big Boss Man came and strapped like chains to the casket and dragged the casket
out of there.
Oh, good times. All right, guys. So that's the BS report. I tell 3 stories. 2 of these stories are 100% true. One of these stories is 100% false, and it's up to you guys and the panel to decide what's true, what's a lie. All right. So there's a mother who is pissed off at a babysitter and has demanded that she pay her $300 for emotional distress after feeding her vegan child chicken nuggets. Their schools are now saying, guys, please stop throwing your kids over gates. If the gates are closed when you get here, you can't throw your kids over if they're late for class. If they're late, they're gonna have to be marked late. Like you're gonna have to walk them in.
Throwing their children. What are you talking about?
Is that how one of them broke their ankle?
You can't be throwing them over the gates anymore. Like enough of that is enough.
You tell me how Dex broke his ankle. That's how Dex broke his ankle. Throwing his
I broke my ankle. Ty threw me over a gate. And then finally, Walmart is announcing free Thanksgiving meals for all. So look at bottom third. Wow. All right. So Walmart is announcing free Thanksgiving meals for all. So Walmart in San Francisco is partnering with companies like Butterball Turkey and Coca-Cola and Campbell's to provide free meals for residents. Now, the only catch is you have to download the Ibotta app and you have to lock in your purchase and stuff like that. And then you also have to provide proof that you were laid off from your job this year or your last pay stub. And if you make under a certain amount, they'll give you free Thanksgiving meal with all the fixings. All right, guys, what's true? What's a lie?
What was the first story again?
The first story was the mother who is demanding the babysitter pay her $300 for feeding her child chicken nuggets. Her vegan chicken nuggets.
I would throwing kids over the gate. I think that's. I mean, why not?
All 3 of these stories are so ridiculous.
People don't care about being. I feel like I don't encounter people who care about being late that much. They'd be like, "Oh well." Like, I'm not throwing my kid over a gate for that.
Good Lord.
Jason, what do you think? What do you think?
I'm going with number 1 as the lie because it's too subtle. Like everything else is so outlandish that like they happened in Florida clearly. Like
I would say throwing the kids over. Who the hell is throwing a kid over fence for school?
Okay.
I feel like that's a lot.
You guys are all wrong. The false story is the Walmart story. Walmart in San Francisco is offering free Thanksgiving meals to people. You don't have to provide proof of income or that you were laid off. You just got to download the Ibotta app and then go through the prompts or whatever in San Francisco. You can get free Thanksgiving meals. Yes, people are throwing their damn kids over gates because they don't want to go fill out the paperwork because they were late. And yes, some crazy woman did tell the babysitter to pay her $300 because she fed her vegan child chicken nuggets. That is
oddly specific.
Where are these people throwing kids over fences? What school has a fence? But like, what's happening?
It was in France. This was in France.
I said, if you throw your kid over my fence at my school, your kid's going to die. I know that for a fact.
I'm calling Child Protective Services. You got to go to jail.
No, that fence is high. Like your kid's going to break something.
Your kid is going to die, or have head trauma. That's terrible. All right. Surprising that was the case, but Fatima got it, Kiana got it, and Eric got it. Congrats to you guys. Good job.
Because they know Walmart said we ain't no better. We fools. Walmart ain't nothing.
All right. It is now time for
I'm so unprofessional. Here I am thinking like, what could be next? This is time for seats. Do you guys have seats for this week?
Yeah, I have a really quick one actually, because my week itself has actually been going really well. But like the other day, so there's two seats. I have one seat is gonna go to what's his last name? Whatever. Andrew from the Brilliant Idiots. So I'm boycotting the Brilliant Idiots podcast. I don't know how long it's going to be, but like you guys know, this is really difficult for me because I'm a really big fan of Charlemagne. However, Charlemagne, this seat kind of goes to you too. On last week's episode of the Brilliant Idiots, they were talking about the election, and Andrew and one of their guys on the show, Wax, was talking about voting, and Charlemagne's like, "You didn't vote." And he was
Wax
like, "Yeah."
Still on that show? Good Lord.
Well, he was like guesting at this point. And then he said, "No, I didn't vote. Okay, I didn't vote." And then Andrew, who's a white male on the show, he didn't say like I didn't vote either. And the main reason I didn't vote is because I like some of the stuff that Trump was saying, so I didn't vote. And like to me, that was like stupid. And then also the fact that Charlemagne didn't say anything to him about it was really bothersome. So I was just like, let me take some time off this show because like Charlemagne, if you look at his social media thing, like he preaches about voting and all how this stuff is so important. But then
No, no one's saying anything. I'm sorry. You might have just gotten some feedback.
Then you have a friend, like one of your close friends who's on this show with you, and you don't check them for saying that they're not going to vote or that they didn't vote. To me, that's offensive. I don't like it. Then you guys turn around and you have episodes talking about the election and the president and stuff like that. To me, like that's just asinine. I have friends who don't vote, and when they send me anything political, like a meme or anything like that, I do not participate with that. I don't talk to them about voting. If you don't vote, don't talk to me about it. And definitely don't think I'm going to support anything physically that you do. That's trash. Yeah. And my second is going to go to Linda McMahon. So after all this stuff was going on with Donald Trump, I'm like, let me see what's going on with the WWE, what these people, whatever. So I typed in Vince's name, Stephanie's name. None of them were saying anything about the election stuff. So I typed in Linda McMahon's name, who worked in the Trump administration, or she worked in the Trump administration. And the very first tweet that was there was count all legal votes. Oh, so what I did to make myself feel better is I looked up old WWE clips of people beating up Linda McMahon, and it made me feel so
exactly. I was just about to say that. I remember Linda McMahon's in a neck brace for like 5 years. On wrestling, and she deserved it. She had no personality. She was so dry, and then like Vince cheated on her or something like that with like one of the vixens. It was bad. They used to treat her like trash. But, she deserves it. All right. Thanks for that, Dex. Kiana says I listen to Brilliant Idiots too. Andrew, I stopped listening to Brilliant Idiots. Yeah, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, because Andrew's just way too comfortable. I don't know what it is, but he's gotten a lot less funny, but it is what it is. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you guys have any other seats that you would like to give? Eric wants to give me a seat. He just says Jason gets a front row seat for being insensitive a-hole.
And we retweet that.
Right.
See? I knew it. I knew it.
I actually would like to give a seat to one of our viewers who texted me and asked me if my teeth were fake.
Are they?
You didn't see his teeth ain't that nice.
Oh,
how dare you?
They are like abnormally white today, though. Like, what did you do? Get some crest strips?
Dex, please don't play with me, okay?
I'm actually serious because your teeth aren't that white. Like, what did you
got
do?
a whole, like cop mustache. What's going on there?
Oh, it's the United States Army.
Can't get rid of that.
I also would like to give a seat to people that comment on my Instagram pictures and ask me about perming my hair. Like, you people are the most ridiculous groups of people I've ever seen in my life. I don't.
Well, your behavior really does warrant people to ask you these questions, because it seems like things that you would do because you're so vain.
What?
So they ask you
Perm?
these
How ridiculous
no.
does it sound that I would perm my hair? That's the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard in my life. That is
Also,
so ridiculous.
Just a little breaking news. I got a breaking news seat. You're watching the show right now, so I would like to
just interrupt Bill's seat. He's in the middle of his seat. Can he finish first?
I would like to give this seat out to Mr. William Sanchez, who will be blocked from the Real Talk Live page. He's in there. He's making comments. Trump 2020. Trump lost the election. Were you not watching the beginning of the show, stupid? We don't do that over here.
Oh, wait, no. Can we get him on the show?
No, we can't get this motherfucker on the show. He don't got nothing to say. If you still capable for Trump,
we have been looking for years for a racist. We got one. We got one. We got a real live racist right here. Can we please put him on the show?
Well, let's get a good one though. We don't want one that's boring and stupid like that. If I go,
I'm telling you, and his last name is Sanchez.
Every so often we get like a little troll that comes to the show in the comments and spams us. It's funny.
Can we please?
Well,
on the show? His last name is Sanchez. I'm sure he don't even know no better.
But Will, let me tell you something. This is how this thing is. This is how this works, though. If we're gonna put somebody on here to go back and forth with them about being racist and something like that, they got to have a following. You can't be a loser and be on here. That's a waste of our time.
But his last name is Sanchez. He would definitely be on the opposite side of the wall. We need him. We need to put him on.
Breaking news. Stop the devil is tricking you guys. He wants racist Joe Biden to win because he doesn't love God or Christians or the Bible or African Americans.
Jason, one of them Russian fire in his mouth. Put that back up.
No, I feel like that's not a real person. That's like a Russian bot.
That's a pacifier. He's got a pacifier in his face.
Joe Biden.
Those are those Russians that take over people's accounts and post dumb stuff. If you ever look at Donald Trump's Twitter, like them Russians are all up and down his Twitter. That's all.
The same thing. All right, we're done. Do you guys have any other seats besides me?
Jason, it's your turn, and we need to flip spots.
Flip spots for what?
Because I'm supposed to be asking people if they have seats and stuff, and you're supposed to be giving a seat.
I'm sorry. I don't have a seat. I just lobbed up that seat from Eric. That will be my honorary seat for me being an insensitive male.
All right, we're good. Those are pretty good seats. We're gonna move on.
Experience with life. Oh, sorry. Actually, I do have a seat. There was a dead or like rat.
Oh, we know.
You killed it.
He killed it.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, murderous bastard. I tell you.
I didn't kill the rat. I found the rat. It was dead. It wasn't cleaned up by the landscapers. And
the bird. You found the bird too, I'm sure, and the fish.
The fish is still here. Guppy's here. You want to see Guppy? I'll show you Guppy.
Guppy 3. I'm Guppy 1.
Ty, do you have anything?
No, I don't have a seat. I was skipping over that casually. I've been in my house.
Okay, well, good for you.
So unless I'm seating Nicole, I don't have anybody to seat.
All right. Okay. Do you guys have anything else that you would like to give to the people?
Oh yes. Dex, you go.
I don't have nothing.
Oh, shocking. So we started a book club, and it's called The Gathering, and we had I think we had 30 people sign up on the first go round. If you're interested, DM me, send me a message on Facebook. This is exciting. It's interesting. And we're journeying on with reading together.
I've always wanted to join a book club. I always thought it was such a cool idea.
That's what I've got.
What book are you reading?
Our first book is, should I make it public, Ty?
Yeah, who cares?
All right, our first book is The Alchemist. That is going to be our first book. So you all... Oh, it's that green screen. All right, our first book is The Alchemist. So if you all are interested, you can grab The Alchemist and go ahead and join up. Kiana, you may already be in one, but it's not our one. So go ahead and leave that one and join this one.
And if you really want to be a part of the book club, but you can't afford the book, William will buy it for you, and he'll stop buying sneakers for that week.
I will, because Tyson is going to send me the money. So yeah, I will buy it because Ty's going to fund it. So here we are.
So is this like a
book club? Like $10.
Jason, you let them start a book club?
I had no idea that it was happening.
Oh, I was going to say, do we have anything to do with this?
I had nothing to do with it.
Well, somebody on Twitter said, on the feed said you're selling cock puffs as a book club.
I'm selling what?
What?
No, don't go ahead.
I just didn't hear it. I want to hear it now.
Right.
I'm not saying it.
As you see, I didn't post that.
Jason talks like that. That's the only person.
That was absolutely not me. I'm setting up for Guppy. What are you talking about?
Tell us anything, you lying, murderous heathen.
Shout out to Guppy. He's swimming around. As you
That's
can see,
Guppy
alive as
number 4.
well. That is the same fish that we've always had.
We have
You
no
got
way.
to use a black marker to mark that fish up for me to believe that.
You think it's just old video footage, canned video footage?
No,
Guppy number 5.
Guppy's doing well. So yeah, shout out to Gups. All right. They say, is it a theme to the book club like murder mysteries, or are we just going to be doing randos?
There is sort of a theme. So in the initial email, I put that I would like to encourage learning about culture and other people's like culture and that sort of thing. So that's why our first book is The Alchemist. We're gonna throw.
Are you meeting like on Instagram Live to discuss the book afterwards, or what's happening?
No, there actually be a Zoom link. We'll be doing virtual.
Did I miss that the first time you said it?
No, is this a Bro Talk Live thing? Like, I don't.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh, well then, Jason, let's go.
Okay. Shout out to everybody that was
And then tune in the industry friends when you're done.
Scarfing that Wendy's down his throat, advertising it, and you ain't said nothing to him. So no, you hold on, Wig. Just hold your horses. Jason, feel free.
Okay. I appreciate everybody for watching. Thanks everybody that commented. We saw you here tonight, including this guy, William Sanchez, Bill, your namesake.
Absolutely not. I'm on the right side of the wall.
We Bill, dude, we're not. Apologize.
I'm sorry. Sorry. That was just for the show. I don't actually feel that way.
That's what happens when we go long. It's ridiculous. It's 10:40, 11:40 at night. Good Lord. For Dex, for Ty, for Bill, it's been another edition of Bro Talk. You guys have a wonderful week. We'll see you guys next week. Shout out Guppy for life. We out.
For whose life?